Are the only ones on now?
Looks like it. So far. Might get a few more coming. Mhm.
I don't know who the treasurer is.
I recognize her.
President and a vice president.
Very good evening, everyone. Evening to everybody on the Zoom. Sammy, Monsi, you guys are the only people I see right now. But a pleasant good evening all the way around to anybody who's on the YouTube. Welcome to our service. TGIF, it's Friday, it's Shabbat, and we're about to get started.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
And just before we go, just a gentle reminder, Uncle Sam, just remember to watch your microphone, but I know you don't have that issue. It's not you that I'm worried about, but anyway. I invite everybody to stand with me as we light the Shabbat candles this evening.
In the spirit of our ancient tradition that hallows and unites Israel in all lands and all ages, we now kindle the Sabbath lights. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitishanu b'mitzvot v'etzivanu lehaknik nel shel Shabbat. Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us by thy laws and commanded us to kindle the Sabbath lights. May the Lord bless us with Sabbath joy. May the Lord bless us with Sabbath holiness. May the Lord bless us with Sabbath peace. Amen.
God and Father, we have entered thy sanctuary in this Shabbat to hallow thy name and to offer unto thee prayers of thanksgiving. The week of toil is ended, the day of rest has come. Thou, creator of all, hast given us the blessings of labor, so that by our work we may fashion things of use and beauty. May the fruits of our labor be acceptable unto thee. May each new Shabbat find us going from strength to strength, so that by thy grace we may be helped to even worthier work. Make us conscious of our obligation to thee and of the opportunities for service which thou hast put within our reach. Help us to use our powers for the benefit of our fellow men, so that the hearts of thy children may be gladdened by the work of our hands. Amen. You may be seated, and we continue our service this evening, and a welcome goes out to everybody on the YouTube and the Zoom and here in our synagogue. We continue now with Shalom Aleichem on page 11.
Shalom Aleichem מלאכי השרת, מלכי עליון. מי מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. בואכם לשם, מלכי השלום. מי מלך מלכי מלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ברכוני לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. מי מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. שיחם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. מי מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Psalm of David. Ascribe unto the Lord, O ye sons of the mighty. Ascribe unto the Lord glory and power.
To the Lord, do unto his name. First of all, adore the sanctuary.
The voice of the Lord is upon the waters. The God of glory thundereth. The Lord is upon mighty waters.
The voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is full of majesty.
The voice of the Lord breaketh the cedars. Yea, the Lord shivereth the cedars of Lebanon.
He also maketh them to skip like a calf in Lebanon and Syrian, like a young ram.
The voice of the Lord flasheth flames of fire.
The voice of the Lord shaketh the wilderness. The Lord shaketh the wilderness of Kadesh.
The voice of the Lord causes the oaks to shake and maketh the forest bare, while in his temple everything says glory.
The Lord sat enthroned on the flood. Yea, the Lord will sit as king forever.
The Lord will give strength unto his people. The Lord will bless his people with peace.
Lecha Dodi Nitra Ene Shabbat Nekabe Shamo Bezacho Anu El Hameluchad Adonai Echad Ushmo Echad Leshem Tiferet V'Tila Lichrat Shabbat Lichu V'Necha Mechor Havracha Merosh Mikedem Nesucha Sof Ma'aseh V'Chav Shava'at Techila Boi Shalom Ateret Bala Gam B'Simcha U'B'Sala Tokemune Am Segula Boichala Lecha Dodi Betrat Kala Bene Shabbat Mekabela.
Behold, come the bride to meet, the princess Sabbath, let us greet. Mizmor Shevel Yom HaShabbat. It is good to give thanks unto the Lord and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High.
To declare thy loving kindness in the morning and thy faithfulness in the nights.
Upon the 10-string instrument and upon the psaltery, and with a solemn sound upon the harp.
For thou, O Lord, hast made me rejoice with thy wonderful works. I therefore will triumph in the works of thy hands.
O great, O Lord, are all thy works, so exceedingly profound are thy thoughts.
An ignorant man knoweth it not, neither does a fool understand this.
When the wicked spring up like grass and the workers of iniquity flourish, it is that they may be destroyed forever.
But thou, O Lord, are exalted forevermore.
For lo, thine enemies, O Lord, for lo, thine enemies shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered.
But thou hast exalted mine horn like that of the ram. My declining age shall be anointed with fresh oil. Mine eye has seen the feet of mine enemies, and as of the wicked who rise up against me, mine ear shall hear.
The righteous shall flourish like a palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon.
Planted in the house of the Lord, they shall flourish in the courts of our God.
They shall still blossom in old age. They shall be full of sap and verdant.
To declare that the Lord is just, my rock in whom there is no unrighteousness.
The Lord reigneth, clothed with majesty. The Lord is clothed and have girded himself with power. The world is also established that it cannot be moved.
Thy throne, O Lord, is established from of old. Thou art from all eternity.
The floods, O Lord, raise themselves up. They lift up their voice, and the flood raise up their waves.
Yea, mighty in the voice of many mighty waters, than the billows of the ocean art thou on high, O Lord.
Thy testimonies are most faithful. Holiness beseemeth thy temple, O Lord, unto the utmost of days. And now I invite everybody here in the synagogue and online to stand with me as we continue with the Baraku at the top of page 15 of our prayer book. Baraku et Adonai Hamivorak. Bless ye the Lord who is ever blessed.
Baruch
Adonai
Hamivorak Leolam.
Blessed be the Lord who is blessed forever and ever. You may be seated. Blessed art thou, Lord, O God, King of the universe, who by thy word causes the evening to advance. With wisdom openest the gates of heaven, and with understanding changes times and varies the seasons, and disposes their stars and the stations in the sky according to thy will. Thou createst day and night, cause the light to recede from before the darkness, and the darkness before the light. Thou causest the day to pass away, and bringest on the night, and makest a division between day and night. The Lord of hosts is thy name. Blessed art thou, O Lord, who bringest on the evening twilight. With everlasting love hast thou loved the house of Israel thy people. A law and commandments, statutes and judgments hast thou taught us. Therefore, O Lord our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will discourse of thy statutes. We will rejoice and exalt in the instructive words of thy Torah, commandments and statutes forever and ever. For they are our life and a prolongation of our days, and on them will we meditate day and night. May thy love never depart from us. Blessed art thou, O Lord, who lovest thy people Israel. Once again, I ask you to stand with me as we continue with the Shema, the holiest of our prayers, at the bottom of page 15. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Baruch Shem Kevod Malkuto Leolam Pa'ed. Blessed be his name, whose glorious kingdom is forever and ever.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Pa'ed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל זרעך ובכל שבעך ובכל מועדיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך על יום לבביך, ונתתם לבניך, ונתתם בשבתך ורעתך, ורעתך בדרך ושוכר וחומך, ושבתם לאות ירדך, וכוהו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וטבתם על מזוזות ביתך, ובשעריך.
And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thy heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children. And thou shalt speak of them when thou sittest in thy house, when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be for frontlets between thine eyes. and thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thy house and upon thy gates. You may be seated. And it shall come to pass, if ye shall hearken diligently unto my commandments, which I command you this day, to love the Lord your God, and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul, that I will give the rain of your land in its due season, the former rain and the latter rain, that thou mayest gather in thy corn and thy wine and thine oil. And I will give grass in thy fields for thy cattle, and thou shalt eat and be satisfied. Take heed to yourselves, lest your heart be deceived, and ye turn aside and serve other gods and worship them. And the anger of the Lord will be kindled against you, and he will shut up the heaven that there be no rain, and the land will not yield her fruit, and he perished quickly from off the goodly land which the Lord giveth you. Therefore shall ye lay up these my words in your heart and in your soul, and you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes. And you shall teach them to your children, talking of them when thou sittest in thy house, when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thy house and upon thy gates, that your days may be multiplied, and the days of your children, upon the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers to give them, as the days of the heavens above the earth. Continue now with the Vayamir on page 17 in the middle. Vayomer Adonai al Moshe lemor, Daber ben Israel v'damarta lahem, ben atzu lahem tzitzit, al kanfei vikdem de doratam, v'natenu al tzitzit, hakanaf petel tekel yet, ve'alakem letzitzit, uritem oto zakartem et kol mitzvot Adonai, vasitem otam v'lo tatur klevavkem, ve'akareaken asher ten zoni makarehem, Magnant his keruv asitem et kol mizvotai, v'yatem kedoshim Elohechem, ani Adonai Elohechem, asher otzitem eretz Mitzrayim lotlakem lelohim, ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem, amen. An English translation for that chant reads as follows. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the border a thread of blue. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of the Lord, and do them. And they seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, in the pursuit of which ye used to go astray, that ye may remember and do all my commandments, and be holy unto your God. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord your God. Our hymn this evening, and Mick, I don't know if we have Mr. Music Man upstairs, but I think we have an easy one. One God, one Lord, one mighty King, hymn number 4 on page 210.
One God, one Lord, one mighty King, in unity will Judah sing, transmitted from son to son the truth that God is only one. The sovereign of the universe, through ages mean all climes diverse, the Jewish child is taught to praise to lips thy name, to walk thy way. To thee alone when life recedes, the dying Israelite still pleads in one, oh gracious God,
very good evening, everybody. Welcome to our service here this evening. Evening to all in the synagogue and to all of our friends who are on the YouTube. And right now I'm seeing about 9 people on the YouTube. Enrico is there with me, Del Rey is here, Marian. And she says she's all the way in icy St. Louis. Trevor, Denz, Vivian, Sandra, Suzanne, and to all who are in the background. Also to Norma Haddad, who I know is in there. Good evening, Auntie Norms. And on the Zoom, we have Stephen Galan, Sammy and Monsi Galan, and Diane Lyons, and everybody else who may be also in the background. TGIF, my friends, thank God it's Friday. It's been a tough week. Our president doesn't have really any announcements other than to say, keep on doing what you're doing. It's a new year, and we hope that the floods out there in California will abate shortly. Those guys over there are really, really quite having a hard time of it. And just generally, the cold spell across the United States is creating a lot of problems. So I can relate to that, Marian. I know it must be very, very difficult. So just be careful when you all are out there. For us this evening, and I don't want to sound bad, but it's a beautiful afternoon here in Kingston. I must say that the sunsets over the last couple of days have been phenomenal. So if you are out there, maybe tomorrow evening, maybe take a drive out to the airport strip and watch the sunset. It has been truly, truly spectacular. And these are the things, my friends, that we all have to live for. It's those things that make us complete. It's not the worries and the work and all the stresses. It's seeing God's world in all its glory. That's it for me. And I just want to say thank you to all of our online guests. I'd like to know that you all are there and appreciate the services. And I do appreciate all of you coming online. We continue now with responsive reading at the top of page 18 in our synagogue prayer book. True and firmly established is all this with us, that he is the Lord our God, with none beside him, and we, Israel, are his people.
He has redeemed us from the hand of kings, and he is our king who will deliver us from the grasp of all oppressors.
He is the God who hath avenged us of our adversaries, and dealt out a recompense to the enemies of our souls.
He hath appointed our soul to life, and hath not suffered our feet to slip.
He has caused us to tread in the high place of our enemies, and exalted our horn above all who hate us.
He is the God who vindicated us before Pharaoh by signs and miracles wrought in the land of the children of Ham.
In his wrath he smote all the firstborn of Egypt, and brought out his people Israel from among them unto everlasting freedom.
He caused his people to pass between the division of the Red Sea, and sunk their pursuers and enemies in the depths.
His children beheld his might. They praised and gave thanks to his name, and willingly submitted to his dominion.
Moses and the children of Israel sang a song to thee with great joy, and they all said, Mi hamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi hamocha eda b'hodesh, lo atehi Lord,
Upon the sea, O Lord our God, thy children beheld thy majesty. Altogether they praised thee, proclaiming thy kingly power, and said, Adonai yimlok leolam va'ed. The Lord shall reign forever and ever.
And it is said, for the Lord has redeemed Jacob and rescued him from a hand mightier than he.
Blessed art thou, O Lord, who hast redeemed Israel. Hashkivenu at the top of page 19.
Hashkiveni avinu leshalom ve'hamidenu ma'avenu lechaim tovim ushalom. Ufros Aleinu Sukat Sukat Shelomecha V'tahineinu V'etza Tova Milefanecha Ve'osirenu Me'era Leman Shemecha Ve'agen Bachadenu Ufros, Ufros, Aleinu, Sukat, Sukat, Rakamim, Beshalom, Baruch atah Adonai, Apore Sukat, Shalom Aleinu, Yahweh Israel, Leal Yerushalayim. Amen.
Cause us, O our Father, to lie down in peace, and raise us up, O our King, to a happy and peaceful life. O spread over us the tabernacle of thy peace, and direct us with thy good counsel, and save us speedily for the sake of thy name. O shield us, and spread over us thy tent of mercy and peace. Blessed art thou, O Lord, who spreads the tabernacle of peace over us, over thy people Israel, over Jerusalem, and over all humankind. Amen. I now invite everybody here present and online to stand with me for the Shabbat Eve Veshamru on page 19.
Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat ledorotam benit olam. Beni uvein b'nei Yisrael oti leolam. Ki shechet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et haaretz uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabba V'yamad yichachruti V'yamlich malchuti V'yasmach parkane Mekarev meshiche V'chayechon uvayechon Uvayidekol beYisrael Ba'agala Uvizman kariv V'yiru Amen. Yehi Shemi Rabba Mevarach Me'al Maya Yitbarach V'yishtabach Yitbarach Yitpa'ar Yitmaseh V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitala Shemechudusha V'rechu Kol birchata shivrata tishbechata v'nechamata da'amiran ve'ana ve'yiru. Amen.
In this moment of silent communion with your God, a still small voice speaks in the depths of my spirit, speaks to me of the things I must do to attain holy kinship with thee and to grow in the likeness of thee. I must do my allotted tasks with unflagging faithfulness, even though the eye of no taskmaster is on me. I must be gentle in the face of ingratitude, or when slander distorts my noblest motives. I must come to the end of each day with a feeling that I have used its gifts gratefully and faced its trials bravely. O Lord, help me to be ever more like thee, holy for thou art holy, loving for thou art loving. Speak to me then, O Lord, as I seek you again and again in the stillness of meditation. Unto thy bidding shall at last become for me a hallowed discipline, a familiar way of life, so that I may live on in deeds that bless other lives and leave behind me the heritage of a good name. Amen. Now come to our service for personal reflection and prayer. And just to remind everybody to say a little thank you for the week that has passed. Silent devotion. And if you should so desire, you may repeat the Amidah, which can be found on page 40 of this prayer book, silently. Silent devotion, everybody. Oh my God, guard my tongue from evil and my lips from uttering deceit, and let my soul be silent towards those that curse me. Grant that my soul may be humble as the dust to everyone. Open my heart to receive thy Torah, that my soul may pursue thy commandments. Speedily I beseech thee. Frustrate the devices and destroy the machinations of all those who rise up against me for evil. O grant it for the sake of thy name. Grant it for the sake of thy right hand. Grant it for the sake of thy Torah. Grant it for the sake of thy holiness. O save me with thy right hand and answer me.
May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. Amen.
Let's now come together as a community, both here and online, as we say the words together. O say shalom bimrama, urakama via say shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Israel, v'imru amen.
Yom Hashishi vayacholu hashamayim ve'aretz ve'achol zevocha vayachol Elohim Yom Hashvi v'chol tov asher asa v'nishbat v'yom hashvi v'chol tov asher asa v'yivarech Elohim et yom hashvi Echades oto kivo Shabbat mecholato Shabbat mecholato Asher bara Elohim Asher bara Elohim Lasot.
O God and the God of our fathers, accept, we beseech thee, our rest. Sanctify us with thy commandments, and grant our portion in thy Torah. Satisfy us with thy goodness. Gladden our soul with thy salvation, and purify our hearts to serve thee in truth. Cause us, O Lord our God, to inherit this holy Shabbat with love and delight, and grant that all Israel who hallow thy name may have rest thereon. Blessed art thou, O Lord, who hallowest this Shabbat. We thank thee for the life which in thy love thou hast given, and in thy wisdom hast taken away. Make us to know thy ways, that in our love we triumph over selfish woe and grief. Let the balm of thy assurance be distilled into our troubled spirits, that thwart our tears may arch the rainbow of thy eternal promise. Praise be to thee, O God, who comfortest the mourners. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. And this evening we offer prayers for all our co-religionists around the world who may have passed this week. May their souls rest in peace. Now I ask all of you, as we stand together in a community both here and online, repeat after me the Mourner's Kaddish, which can be found on page 22 and 23 of our synagogue prayer book. Yitkadal ve'yitkadash Shamei Rabbah. Ve'alma devrakirite ve'yamlik malkute ve'asmar pulkane ve'kerib meshike. Ve'kai konakeav be'kol bet Israel. Bagala v'zman kariv. V'imru amen. Ve'shamei Rabbah merakalam al me'al maya yit barak. V'ishtabak v'trapar v'traman v'tnaseh v'tadar v'talel v'talal. Shamei dekudesha bereku. Amin kol bekata shirata tishvikata ve'kanamata demera be'alma. V'imru amen. Eshamei Rabbah min shamayim tzva shezba. Urfa agala l'ratzala lanu. Akol amo Yisrael. V'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mama. Urakama v'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'imru amen.
Amen. Ose shalom iruma.
Yaseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'imru amen. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ose shalom v'yomah. Yaseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imru amen. To all our beloved departed who we now remember, may peace and bliss be granted in life eternal. May the Father of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort any bereaved among us. And let us say, you may be seated, and let us continue this evening. And Mikhail will need help upstairs, everybody. The Lord is my shepherd on page 24.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake, his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, thy rod and thy staff, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. They comfort me. Surely, surely, goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever, forever, forever.
The piece this evening, as nothing really came, comes from Rabbi Anna Wagenberg. But before we go into that, I did some research, or I continued some of my research this week when I had the time, on some of the ancient civilizations and its effect on this week's portion. And some of it, as Anna has put it, is also my takeaway. In doing my research, I noticed a distinct correlation between the number 12 and the different religions around the world. Why is 12 so important? I'm yet to find that answer. And I would like to throw it out to all of you, both here in the synagogue and to all of you who are online. Let's do some research and find why is 12 so important. For example, we have 12 months of the year. How did we arrive at the 12? We have the 12 tribes of Israel. We have the 12 disciples of the Christian faith. We have the 12 prophets in the Hindu religion. We have the 12, even the 12 stones of Stonehenge. What is it about 12 that is so magical, mystical? The facts need to be studied more, but it appears to be somewhat significant. As it said in the Christian faith, that when Judas committed suicide, Jesus said he could not reveal the facts to his disciples until they had 12 members. So a new member had to be found to replace Judas. So what is it about 12? And it even goes so far into Lodge. I have found out that even in Lodge, 12 is a significant number. Nobody has yet been able to tell me why. Anyway, this week's portion, and I guess it has something to do with it, we begin the book of Exodus. One of the primary events of this week's portion is the story of the burning bush. I have watched this in Hollywood fashioned many, many times and always could relate to it. For me, seeing it, maybe on the TV, I can't imagine how afraid Moses or astonished Moses must have felt. It seems odd that God would choose to appear to Moses in this way. Why was a bush necessary at all? Couldn't God have appointed Moses as the redeemer of the Jewish people without a burning bush? In the same way that he appeared to other prophets? For me, I think not. Given what was in store for Moses, it needed to be something so impossible that it had to be possible, that only God would have been able to do this feat. We will see later on how many times the faith of Jewish people are tested and how quickly they tended to go back to the old ways which were familiar to them. The rabbis who have studied this help us to resolve the question by distinguishing between the two parts of the burning bush. One, the fire on the outside, and two, the bush on the inside. According to one of the interpretations, the fire represents all the impurities of the world, in particular, the impurities in Egypt. Fire symbolizes burning passion that can cause one to yield to temptation and that have the ability to consume any obstacle that stands in their way. The bush, on the other hand, symbolizes the spiritual strength that each of us carries deep within our souls. The inner strength is an eternal core that can never be consumed. Moses saw how steep the Jewish people were in the impurities of the Egyptian society. He thought that the people would never be able to rise above the degraded spiritual state because he assumed they were satisfied with their current level. And again, here we can relate to a lack of education and understanding and see why Moses would have thought these thoughts. This, my friends, could have been a tragic misconception. According to some researchers, the worst thing that we can do is to sell ourselves short. Once we convince ourselves that we will never be able to grow beyond our current level, we actually prevent ourselves from achieving our ultimate potential. For me, I could relate to this, and this speaks to me of the law of attraction. Again, it talks of an unseen force. This is why God tells Moses, I have seen the affliction of my people in Egypt. The Midrash of the day points out that it appears to see is in two forms in this verse. This double language hints to God's penetrating vision, as if God were saying to Moses, you see with only one pair of eyes, but I see with an additional pair. Before the revelation of the burning bush, Moses apparently lacked faith in the Jewish people's ability to overcome the challenges in their path and to grow to the greater levels. Moses saw only the fires of impurity on the outside. God, however, saw the people's inner spiritual power, a strength that, like the bush, would never, ever be destroyed. Moses needed to experience the burning bush in order to develop confidence in the people's ability to shed their surface impurity and tap into the powerful spiritual core. May we always be satisfied with our material state of being. Who is wealthy? One is who is happy with his portion, but never be satisfied with our spiritual achievements. We should take pleasure in what we have accomplished thus far, but not see our current achievements as indicators of our ultimate potential. May we have the courage to tap into our deepest inner essence and constantly grow no matter what fires we may have played with on the outside. Let the light of knowledge and faith always shine in your hearts. Hear God's voice when he calls you to serve and obey. We all have our own burning bush moments. It is to know who the master is, and to our faith wholeheartedly is in his hands. My friends, life is a journey. For this Shabbat, in all Shabbats, live, laugh, and love. May you enjoy and walk in your own special journey. May your burning bushes always be bright and be with you. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I invite everybody to stand with me, and I ask our Vice President, Dougie Reed, to open the ark. Now continue with the Adoration Alenu on page 25.
Aleni leshabeach ladon hachor latet gudula yetzer bereshit shelo asanu negoe asot כמשפחות האדמה שלו שמחה כנוחם הרלו וכל המונם אנחנו Urim ושחרים מודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוצר שמיים ועושה את הארץ ומרשע וקרא בשמיים מעל ושכינתו זו ברחמים הוא אלוהינו ואין עוד אמת חלקנו וכף כסולתו כך כתוב בתורה ויראת היום ורשבות אל אוהביך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל והארץ מתחת אין עוד ונאמר והי אדוני ומלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We bow in and worship before the King of Kings, the Holy One, blessed be he, who stretched out the heavens and laid the foundations of the earth, the seat of whose glory and the abode of whose might is in the loftiest heights. He is our God, and there is no other. In truth, he is our King, and there is none beside him. As it is written in the law, know therefore this day, and lay to thy heart, that the Lord, he is God in heaven above, and upon the earth beneath, there is none else. O Lord, once more we are grateful for yet another week, another Shabbat, another time to commune with you, O Lord, in this holy and special place. We give thanks to you, O Lord, for the week that has passed. You have carried us safely through all the trials. You have put opportunities within our reach, and for this we are all grateful. O Lord, on the Shabbat, we ask for your continued blessings on our community, both here and online. We ask for your blessings on all who are in need of healing this evening. And we continue our blessings for Marie Reynolds as she heals, for Paul Matalon as he too heals, for Sharon Thompson, for Candy DePaz as they continue their healing, for Troy Gonzalez, and last but not least, for my friend Chris Needham, who is struggling to stay alive. Oh God, if it be your wish, allow Chris to pass with as little pain as is possible. We beseech thee, O God, on behalf of those who are stricken with health and strength. Let thy blessings descend upon the means used for the restoration of thy servants, and increase the wisdom and knowledge of all those who are battling on behalf of humanity. May the afflicted amongst us learn patience under trials, and speedily be restored to health and usefulness. And as we stand now in this holy place, we come together as a community, both here and online, and we say the words together. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei kol amo Yisrael. Blessed art thou, O Lord, who healest the sick of thy people Israel and of all mankind. Amen. Thank you, Brother Doug. You may be seated. And our closing hymn this evening, Yigdal, on page 26 and 27.
יגדל אלוהים חי וישתבח, ניצב ותתל מציאותו, אחד ואין יחיד כייחודו, וגם וכאן אין סוף לאחדותו. אינו תמות הגוף ואינו גוף, רק אליו קדושתו, קדמון לכל דבר אשר נברא, ראשון ואין ראשית בראשיתו. הנו אדון עולם לכל נוצר, אוהב גבולתו ומלכותו, צבא נבואתו נתנו אל, אנשי סגולתו בתפארתו. לא קם בישראל כמו שעוד, נביא תומת ביטל תמונתו, תורת אמת נתן לעם אוהל, על יד נביאו נאמן ביתו. לא יחריף האל ולא יאמין, דתו לא להאמין לסולתו, סופר הרעה לצערנו מביט לסוף דבר בקדמותו. גומל איש חסיד כמפעלו, נותן רעה כרישתו, ישלח לקץ ימים משיחנו, לפתוח לך כקץ לשועתו. מתים בחיל ברוב חסדו, ברוך הדיין שם תהילתו, אלה שלא ששכר להיקרים, הינם בתוקתר בתורתו.
Well done, Mick. I invite everybody here in the synagogue and online to stand with me for the closing prayer. Keep on believing. Keep believing that you have what it takes to make your dreams into a reality. Keep thinking positive thoughts and know that you have the ability to do anything with God's help. Find the encouragement inside yourself to know that you are worthwhile and distinct, someone who deserves the very best there is. Keep on trying. Accept those things that you must. Change the things that are the worst and learn to find security and peace within your heart, your strength, and your self-assurance, all with God's help. Keep on being the persons that you are, the one who gives those around you such a feeling of reassurance and hope. Keep on believing, because you deserve the joy, peace, faith, hope, and love that you're seeking. You deserve every fulfillment and satisfaction in everything you try. Yebreka Adonai ve'yishmereka. May the Lord bless you and keep you.
Amen.
Yair Adonai panavaleka v'ikoneka. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you.
Amen.
Isa Adonai panavaleka ve'asemleka shalom. May the Lord lift up the light of his countenance upon you and give each and every one of you the blessings of peace.
Amen.
My friends, Shabbat Shalom here in the synagogue, and on behalf of our president, the wardens and directors of the synagogue, to all of you who are online, to SSS up there in New York, stay warm SSS, to Vivine in St. Louis, stay warm V, to Courtney, to Del Rey, Happy New Year Del, to Marian Lyons, Happy New Year Marian, to Enrico, to Denz, Trevor, to Sandra Phillips, to Susan. May you all be blessed with a superb and great week. To Diane Lyons, to Stephen Galan, to Sammy and Monsi Galan, to Johnny Spear and the girls. John, Happy New Year. May you be blessed. Kiss the girls for me. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thanks for being here.
I will.
Shabbat shalom, Aki.
Shabbat shalom, Mike.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, Uncle
Stay
Sam.
with me as we convene over in the hall.
All right,
Shabbat
Mike.
shalom, Mike.
Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
Shalom, Jim. Jim, I still didn't get anything from you, so I have to go and check the junk mail. I don't know if it
All right,
went in the
all right.
spam
I'll
or the
send
junk.
something again. I'm here with Esme. Janice not here right now.
Yeah, she's
Okay,
doing something.
I as it's underscore. If it's the line across, it's not going to come. So it has to be Mike underscore. But I'll
Mike
check the spam and see
underscore
if it's in the spam.
at Gmail.
No, at Yahoo. At Yahoo.
Oh, well, that's what happened. I sent it to Gmail.
Negativo.
Backside.
Negativo. Negativo.
Okay, Mike underscore at yahoo.com.
Mike underscore Matalon. Matalon at
Gotcha.
yahoo.com.
All right, I'm going to do it. Work on it right now. Thanks.
All right.
Shabbat
Bless you,
shalom.
my friend. Bless you.
All right.
Monsi, you're looking good. I see that fella took care of you last week. So happy birthday, okay?
Takes care of me all the time. Thank you.
All right. All right, no problem. I know he's a good man. He's a good man.
I'll keep him for a while.
Thanks for another fine service, Mikey. We appreciate it.
Sir Sam, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. God bless.
Shabbat Shalom, Uncle Sam and Muncie
God bless you, my
Thank
friend.
you,
Shabbat
Stephen.
Shalom.
and Diane.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom, Diane.
Hey, Diane.
Okay.
All right, we'll
Shabbat
see you in the
Shalom to
hall.
his daughter.
I'm going to leave you. See you tomorrow morning.
Okay. Night, night.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow morning.
Okay, all. God bless. Shabbat Shalom.
See you in the morning.
See you in the morning. God willing.
It's good, man. It's good.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam bohet b'riach Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu totav v'tzivanu v'shabbat kodsho v'avav ratzon kilanu zichron haseh bereshit ki hu yom tehila mecher kodesh V'kelev mitzvat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'achata, v'otaru kidashta, mikol v'shabat poshecha, v'hava u'ratzon, vilchaltani, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh HaShabbat.
King of universe.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Blessed art thou, Lord, our God, King of universe, who bring forth the strength from all the victims. Amen.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.